Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're talking about new Battletomes. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. Warhammer Age of Sigmar, new Battletomes for a new edition. The new edition of Warhammer Age of Sigmar is now out, and fighting is furious on the tabletops all around the world. We've seen a horde of malodorous new Skaven and a cohort of elite Stormcast Eternals attempting to hold them back. And yesterday we caught a glimpse of what the near future holds, including confirmation at the first 3 Battletomes. These essential faction books have had substantial upgrades, and today we're flicking through Battletome Skaven and Battletome Stormcast Eternals to show you what's inside. Alright, so here we see the new Skaven and Stormcast Eternals Battletomes, so definitely exciting. Obviously we knew these two were going to be the first coming, because Games Workshop likes to stick to that cookie cutter. Whichever 2 factions they reveal first, whichever ones are in the box set, are going to get their Battletome first. Unfortunately, we didn't get an Age of Sigmar roadmap, which I was really hoping we would, so we'd have a much better idea as to what's to come. But Games Workshop has saved that announcement for a later date, hopefully not too far down the line. As ever, each Battletome for Warhammer Age of Sigmar is designed to be a complete and comprehensive guide to your faction, covering background and rules alongside pages and pages of gorgeous art and miniatures, but it now all works differently. Battletomes now open with a fresh perspective, a lore section presenting a faction from their own point of view, alongside those of their armies, allies, and other characters in the mortal realms. There's gorgeous art and photography on every page, showcasing everything that makes each faction special. So that's pretty cool, kind of giving you the faction's perspective of what's going on around them from their own point of view. Definitely a big fan of Games Workshop trying different things and mixing it up a bit. I personally really enjoyed like the Battletomes and codexes for 40k and Sigmar. I love the art, I love the lore, the stories, and then all of like the painting guides, the full color photography, and then just the physical books with the rules and everything in them. It is worth note that the points are usually out of date, but they also come with a digital code, so you can jump on the app, punch in the code, and get all the updated rules and points for free, which in my opinion more than makes up for the fact that the rules are often out of date and the rules change throughout the edition. I personally would much rather have points or rules that change in a book but are out of date, and the game continue to be balanced and ever evolving, than just have a static thing that often has mistakes or problems in it just to be left alone so that it's not invalidated. There's gatefold section explaining which parts of the 8 realms are of particular importance to that faction. So that's kind of cool, definitely thematic. Again, beautiful art, nice stories, lots of like little bits and bobs here and there, making each book feel unique and thematic. This is followed by deeper sections explaining history, heroes, customs, and tactics. This is written from a more omniscient perspective, which covers events of great importance. And then there's a bestiary, which combines art with miniature photography, oozing personality, and including iconography, weapons, and unit variations. The rules section collects battle traits, battle formations, spell lores, player lores, manifestation lores, and war scrolls for every single unit. They are laid out horizontally but retain all the information from the faction packs. So really nice, you have all your rules and everything. It shows exactly which unit pictured with each set of rules, and that helps out new players obviously. But I honestly like the Warscroll cards a lot. They've been a great addition to the game. They're absolutely phenomenal for when you're playing because oftentimes you don't even need to bust out the book. You only really need to see like 1 or 2 cards at a time and can easily flip through them. And especially in a situation where you don't have like unlimited space, it's great not to have all your books like splayed out on the table and just to be able to flip through a couple cards when necessary. Alongside this, there are rules for the faction spearhead, and while the Skaven and Stormcast Eternals already have updated forces courtesy of the Skaventide box and the Ultimate Starter set, you can expect new rules for other armies in future Battletomes. New Armies of Renown give you a new way to play, and Regiments of Renown will allow you to dabble with army composition tricks. How about a complement of Scryer War Machines in your Maggotkin of Nurgle, or a wing of Stormgate Guard for your Lumineth Realm Lords? There's also a Path to Glory section with a personalized Anvil of Apotheosis to create custom heroes and tyrants with paths to send them down as they battle. So obviously we've played some Spearhead lately. It's been a ton of fun. I like the idea of each faction having like one Spearhead and then getting another Spearhead later, so you have some options for each faction. The Regiments of Renown are super cool as well, being able to essentially like ally in a small fixed force from other factions in the same Grand Alliance. Gives you a little bit of diversity in your army, lets you start off with a smaller portion of another army if you're getting ready to build a second faction, or to mix up your rules or kind of fill some gaps, but also helps Games Workshop to retain balance by limiting what you can take in other armies. And then of course for those thematic players out there that want to play through a campaign, the Path to Glory stuff is super cool, being able to get additional abilities, create thematic units and characters, and reward them for doing good along the campaign. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CMO Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CMO Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMOGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CMO Games from Warhammer Man. Now, back to the video. You won't find points in your battletomes. These will be available online on Warhammer Community when each book launches, linked via QR code in the book. But at the back of each tome, you'll find a reference sheet covering your army's most used rules. There will be comprehensive packs of Warscroll cards containing all your heroes, units, monsters, spearhead units, manifestations, and faction terrain available to purchase separately, in a smaller format designed to take up less space on the table. Okay, so they have actually eliminated the points from the book. I think that's probably a good idea. Now, for people out there that don't really care about updated points, it was always nice to have them in the back of the book. But honestly, at this point in time, they're almost never accurate when they come out. So you can just jump on the Warhammer community page, download the points for free, print out like that single page or two, and just slide it in the back of the book, which is what I already do anyway. So no issues there. And like I said, I do love the Warscrolls and the changes that they made to them. They've been absolutely great. And then also having the Spearhead Warscrolls included in the Warscroll pack is really nice too. So lots of good changes coming from Games Workshop. They're definitely seeing what works, what people want, and then adapting to that. And I love it. Each Battletome will also be released as a Gamer's Edition. These are smaller softback editions which contain everything in the larger volumes but in a compact form for use on the tabletop. They are packaged with an expanded set of Warscroll cards that cover everything you need to play. The battle traits, battle formations, heroic traits, artifacts of power, plus spell, player, manifestation lores, and then all your units. There's a small sleeve in the back cover to store these cards. It's a complete package. These are designed for players who regularly attend events and tournaments, and they will be released in limited numbers alongside the regular books. Neither the Skaven nor Stormcast Eternals will see their core rules change much between their faction packs and battletomes, but subsequent books might bring more substantial changes to battle traits and units. We'll let you know more on the Warhammer community. Alright, interesting. So they have mentioned the Gamer's Edition a couple of times now. Smaller, softback editions which contain everything in larger volumes, but in compact form to use at the tabletop. So it sounds like the actual book is physically smaller. I'm not sure if they have removed like all of the lore and picture elements and it's just the rules, or if it literally is just everything inside the book, but the book is smaller. And also the idea of the expanded set of Warscroll cards that cover everything you need to play, I think that's great for sure, but I hope that doesn't mean that they're now eliminating the battle traits, battle formations, heroic traits, artifacts of power, spell, prayer, and manifestation lores that would normally be in the Warscroll sets. So I don't have any of these obviously yet for Age of Sigmar, but one of my main complaints from 40k is with like their Warscroll cards or like faction packs. Occasionally you will find that things are missing. Like for instance, when you buy the card pack for 40k, say you're playing Space Marines, there's not individual cards for the different detachments available, which for the Space Marines is just a handful of detachments, and it doesn't make sense that they don't just include like those like 3 to 6 cards that you would otherwise need. So you buy the card pack and then you still need to have your codex with you, or you need to photocopy and print off those specific detachment rules with your enhancements and stuff like that. So in my opinion, that definitely feels like a missed opportunity. So hopefully again, Games Workshop has seen that and now they're adapting, and those are going to be included in this Gamers Edition. But realistically, it should be included with all of the Warscroll cards, not just the Gamers Edition for quote unquote competitive play. So very cool. We got the first new Battletomes coming out. Sounds like there's not going to be a lot of changes, but super excited to get some full comprehensive roadmaps and know what is to come. I love the art. I love that Games Workshop is adapting and making minor changes that seem like they're designed to benefit the customers, the players, the people that enjoy their products. But let me know what you think down below. Always like to hear your guys' comments. And as always, special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring the channel. Check out the link in the description to save 15% on most Games Workshop products and tell them Warhammer Man sent you. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I really have been enjoying Age of Sigmar, but it is a completely different game, and I'm out of here.